Well, Caden, you just cut your first cant. What do you think? So when you cut a log into a square like this, that's called a cant.
I can't.
But you can. High five. Well, hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peaks Peak. If you're new to the channel, I'm Lucas, and this is
Caden.
And we are sharing our hobbies here on 38 acres in eastern Kentucky. And today, we're in the Woodyard, getting ready to mill some more lumber. We made stickers yesterday and blocking, and we're making some beams so that we can build us a slab table to cut slabs into firewood. And I wanted to get all that stuff organized because I figured out when I milled the last time that I left a great big mess that I had to clean up, and it was a whole lot worse when you just pile it all the slabs in piles and don't turn it into firewood right away. I didn't want it to get out of hand, so I'm going to start with that stuff. What are you up to, Caden?
Playing with WWE men.
WWE men? Who you got? Who's your favorite? John Cena? Oh, Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
Cool. Man, you got a bunch of them, don't you?
Jeremiah has way more.
Oh, he does?
He has 31.
Well, he probably spends his allowance on them instead of conning everybody else into buying them so they can save for a $100 bill. All right, I'm gonna load a log on the mill and get to work. Take our aluminum 60-inch Viking Woodsman here and raise this up. Put us a block under there to level that out. Ready to fire this thing up. I'm gonna run it.
Oh man!
I'll let you mill one in a little bit. You wanna take slabs off? Wanna get the slabs off? Go around the other side. Just watch your fingers. You keep your fingers back. We're up on top of the one back there. Get back, get back, get back. This is why I tell you, get back. I'd rather move it myself than you get hurt. Stop. Don't touch it. You're gonna get hurt. I can't stop it if it gets away from us, okay? See, when you've got it right, it just works, okay? But when it's not, you're liable to get hurt. So you gotta just really watch, okay? Pretty good. Okay. And when I get wound up and I'm saying, hey, stop, don't do that and all that stuff, I'm not trying to be mean. It means it's urgent. Look at me. It means it's urgent, and I don't want you to get hurt. So I'm saying get back right now, because this is so heavy that if it started to fall, I couldn't stop it. But if it fell on your legs, it would break them both, okay? So there's no messing around with this. You've got to be paying attention all the time, all right? All right, now we're going to spin it, but I'm going to take this board out too. Caden, you're a big help, but it just really worries me because these are so heavy. I'm afraid that it'll mash your fingers or break your fingers or whatever. All right, turn your water on. Go ahead. Take her slow. Doing good, man, doing good. Water off? All right. That'll probably be pretty good there. All right. Guys, I finally got me a sawmill, and I don't get to run it either. He's really loving this, which I think is cool. Not too fast. Not too fast. You're doing good. That's great, man. Good job. Man, look at that board. Well, Caden, you just cut your first cant. What do you think? So when you cut a log into a square like this, that's called a cant.
I can't.
But you can. High five. Was that fun? It's pretty neat to turn it into lumber, isn't it? I also think it's really neat to see what's inside of a tree. Are you gonna enjoy using the sawmill? Yeah. You're not quite ready to run chainsaws, but we'll... No, not yet.
You don't let me.
No, I won't let you run a chainsaw. So we're gonna make some more beams out of this one. Like 3 inch by 3 inch is what we're kind of going for. So
how many can we make?
Well, I don't think we'll get much more than what we got on the last one. All right, so our blocks or beams or whatever you want to call them off of this sycamore did the exact same thing, and I don't know why, but I'm sure it has to do with the centering of the pith and all of that. But I don't know how you maximize getting beams or posts out of a log while doing that. I will say this, I am just about ready to start figuring out our plan for our table, our slab table, and I'm just going to build it out of wet lumber because it's what I've got. So the other thing that I've got to figure out is my beams come out just a little bit fat on one end. I'm sure it has to do with the way that I was putting a board under one end and trying to, you know, take a log that's fluted out on the end and get it leveled out. Maybe I need to use a level more once I get my first cut and get it close, then level it up. Caden's staying here to play with this WWE man over there on the stack of posts. So I'm gonna go get the log splitter, hook up to the side by side, bring it over here so we can split as we unload. I try to allow him some time to play while we work because this is hobbies for me. This is not, you know, trying to sustain our family or anything like that. And so, you know, I don't want him to be miserable when he comes and hangs out with me. So I try to give him some options, but also get a little bit of work out of him here and there when I need it. It works out pretty good. The pond is looking beautiful. Love it. Nice and full. And there's Cant. Oh, we got to turn around and watch the wood splitters the other way. One thing that I do not like about this splitter, it is the design of this leg, because I pinched my fingers several times with it. I better be careful because this is a 2-inch ball and I put 1 7/8 on here. Whoops. But it'll get us over there, I hope. This is all of the scraps from the last milling that me and Justin did down at the bottom of the hill. And I burnt a bunch of slabs just to get rid of them down there because I had a big mess to clean up. But, you know, the best of them I made firewood out of. Here's the deal. You guys remember, I picked up this Troy-Bilt log splitter off of Facebook Marketplace, and it got us started, and we were able to split quite a bit of wood for the cabin with it, but it's really slow and it doesn't have a log lift. And you know me, starting up my wood yard, man, I've got designs on something better. You see these big old logs we got over here. We don't have a lot of those. You know, most of our property, the biggest we have is like 30-inch wood. So we're not gonna have a lot of huge wood, but we're gonna have stuff to split. I can see us using a splitter quite a bit. And I think we're gonna start producing some wood that we can sell out of all this. So I'm researching log splitters, because I think we can do better than this Troy-built log splitter. And if I can get something worked out, then we'll be sharing that with you. But for right now, we're gonna crank up this Troy-built, get it fired up, and we'll split the big stuff that's on here. You can see, we had some big slabs just because we had some logs that were, yeah, we had some logs that were way big on one end and smaller on the other, so we had a lot of waste on some of those. That's oak, and so I cut all this stuff into like 16, 18-inch boards. We want to split the stuff that we're taking off of here that's huge, just so that it's not so huge. And Caden, I think I want the slabs thrown separately on the stack, because that's going to have to be gone through and split too, and we'll get to that eventually. We don't want everything to get away from us, so I'm trying to kind of do this as we go along so we can get as much done as we can and keep up with it. I think it'll be fun as long as we keep up, but if it becomes overwhelming, then we won't have as much fun. I got to give Caden some orders here on how we're going to do this. All right, let's see if we can get this thing fired up. It hasn't been run for a while, so turn it on, turn choke on. Can't beat a Honda. Pile me up. Well, we got the load of slabs unloaded and split. They are all ready to go into firewood totes as soon as we get them. Now, I can tell you, we had a lot of wasted handling in this whole operation because I had nothing set up to deal with the slabs when me and Justin milled. So they were all in a big pile that had to be dealt with after the fact. And that meant I had to figure out a way to get them picked up and get them cut into sizable pieces of firewood. And so my consistency to my length of slab cuts are all over the map. And lots of things that we're going to do better as we get into this operation. And that all begins with building our slab table where we can make accurate length cuts and work them probably right off of that into the splitter and into a tote and then be staged over here. So I'm not fully decided where we're going to set everything as far as the log splitter and all of that. But I do want, I want my splitter out of the weather, which I might just put a, tarp over it or something like that. But right here, probably over the top of this stump, is where I'm going to build my slab table to stack the slabs. And that way, when I cut them, we can pick them right up off of the table and split them, put them in totes, and move them on over to the firewood pile. However, I am absolutely open to your suggestions and input for how to set all of this up, because we're just having a good time up here and getting to use our equipment. Of course, Caden just went down on the side-by-side. He'll be back up in a minute, but I've got the truck up here today, and I got the splitter over there, and we got the sawmill, got the Kubota and our MS362. We're just having a ball using all the equipment and talking to you guys. It's a really good time. I'm enjoying it, and I'm just realizing that my slabs that I cut this morning haven't been carried over yet, so we're gonna have to carry those over and split them and get those taken care of. We've got some lumber ready to start building our slab table, and we're probably gonna mill another log. Jana hasn't been up here yet to see the mill in action, and I kinda wanna show her. She just got home from the coffee shop. They're having a fantastic day at the coffee shop. If you ever find yourself rolling through Kentucky on I-64 around the Ashland, Kentucky area, put in Farmer's Daughter Coffee Company in Flatwoods, Kentucky, and stop in. Tell them you watched my channel and you heard it was the best cup of coffee around. Probably a little biased, but I'm going to tell you, they do a fantastic job. I'm really proud of my girls and the business that they're running, and it's doing great. So if you ever get a chance, stop in, check them out. But I want Jana to come up here and see us mill a log. It's a lot of fun. It's neat to open up a log and see what's inside of it. They're beautiful. I think I'm gonna grab an oak log and throw it on there. In fact, the log that's on top is the oak log that fell on the side-by-side. So it's probably about time for it to be turned into something useful. Paybacks. This is a blast, man. This is awesome. I need you to help me push this back that way, son. All right, that's probably as far as we can get. Stop. Because if we're against the blade, it won't be able to start. I said I finally got my own sawmill and I still can't run it. See, milled all the logs earlier. Can't got my water switch. Turn the water on. The cut on this is not perfectly straight, but 10 foot 3 inches is about the exact length of this. Our blade is touching the log on that end, and the blade barely comes out of this end. So 10 foot 3 is as long as you can cut on this mill. got a log, of course every tree is bigger at the bottom than it is at the top. So your logs are kind of getting smaller at the other end. And like, if I put the big end down here, like I can't make myself make deeper cuts. I'm afraid I'm gonna waste wood. But that's why you get to that end and it's not far enough. So I gotta keep doing that.
This is him trying to get the wood right. Hey, Joe and Cena, what color are Bear's socks? I don't know. They don't wear socks, they have bare feet.
I'm still trying to figure out how to make dimensional lumber and make it right. This is different than filming myself. Hi, Jana.
Hi.
How was the coffee shop today?
Good.
I was bragging on you earlier.
Oh, is that before I tried to set the roaster on fire?
Yes, it was. Will be my 2x4s, but I'll have to load them back on the mill to cut them in half once I've got all of these cut into 1.5 inch widths. Well, I was going to show how I'm not very accurate. This one here is thicker for sure. I think these are all pretty consistent, but somehow I ended up going a little thicker on this one. But anyway, they'll be fine for the girls we date. Now we've got 8 2x4s. All right, guys, well, me and Caden have had a full day up here in the Woodyard. So what'd you learn today?
I learned how to use that thing.
Yeah?
And that thing. And that thing.
He ran the sawmill, he ran the wood splitter, he drove the tractor. It's kind of learning how to work the grapple. Drove side by side. Yeah, you always drive it side by side. But he was a big help today. We moved a lot of wood, didn't we? We split a lot of wood. We got 8 oak 2x4s. Of course, that one's more like a 2.5 by 4 on that end than a 1 3/4 by 4 on this end. I got a little work to do, but we're gonna get there.
Yeah,
and
he has a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, I mean, this is all just playing. So we're having a good time. We've got some lumber that we're gonna be able to build with. So I'm gonna work on my plans for how I wanna set up my slab cutting table.
He has a little bit to do.
Oh, he don't have no clothes on. Get him off camera. John Cena. That's a scene. Put that away. All right, close the lid on the sawmill.
Okay.
And we got to put a tarp over the motor. It's had time to cool off now. Tape measure goes in the toolbox. All right, well guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We've had a great time playing up here today, and I feel like, you know, I learn a little bit each time I run the sawmill. It performed fantastic. All the adjustments were good.
Every single time it does though.
Yeah,
nothing really changed except the water thingy.
we like our automatic water. But I mean, really, it cuts nice and smooth. I have no issues with anything about it. It's doing fantastic. I'm really excited to be working with MechMax. If you are interested in getting a sawmill of your own, check out mechmax.com, and we'll put a link down in the description that is a referral from our channel. That way we get a little bit of credit, we get a little bit of commission if you purchase from MechMax, and we appreciate that. That helps us.
Some money.
That's right.
Please.
And that helps to support all the things that we're doing here and sharing with you. So we appreciate that. Guys, don't forget, until next time, get outside and enjoy God's creation. It's beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.
Buy the MechMax because that will give him money, and he needs to fix his mustache.
Well, I don't need money to fix that. Yeah. I mean, money don't fix ugly.
He needs
money might fix ugly, but it won't for me. All right, on that note, we're out of here.